I bet you that $77 million complex has good, clean running water.
I bet you do. I'll be right there. I'll be right there using it.
Everybody come on down. We paid for it.
Welcome back to the Brandon Coast Podcast, where we give you live update information on the Brett Favre welfare scandal. We're going to play a video, and we come back with our commentary.
An investigative report by Mississippi Today revealed Tuesday that former Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant helped former NFL quarterback Brett Favre obtain welfare funds in order to help build a new volleyball center at the University of Southern Mississippi. Favre's daughter played volleyball at Southern Miss, which also is where Favre was a star quarterback. State auditors determined nonprofit leaders misspent at least $77 million in welfare funds. The largest case of public fraud in Mississippi history. The tech show Favre, Nancy New, and Phil Bryant discussing how to divert at least $5 million in welfare funds to build a volleyball stadium at Southern Miss. Stephen A., your reaction to the latest on this story?
Well, my first reaction is that Brett Favre looks sleazy as hell. This is one of the more egregious things that you could possibly fathom. And the thing about it that really, really vexes me is that I'm going to say it. Most folks may not say it. I'm going to say it. You know, on so many occasions, the black athlete laments the fact that the slightest thing that happens, they're paraded all over the news and all over the airwaves. It's not to say that Sports Center didn't touch it or whatever, but I certainly haven't heard too many people in the profession that I know, that I have seen talking on a plethora of issues over the years, say anything about Brett Favre. And I know he might be on the competition or whatever the case may be. But let me tell you something. I applaud my brother Shannon Sharp for calling this out the way that he did yesterday. Because I'll be damned if I wasn't going to do it today. I didn't even know about it. I wasn't paying any attention to it. And then all of a sudden, I see this stuff coming up. I couldn't have been more appalled. Let's put this in its proper perspective. The golden boy, Brett Favre. I mean, remember him, Molly? Oh, look at him jump into the arms of his offensive lineman. Oh, look at him falling down and flipping the ball underhanded. Here's the little kids in him. And the game never leaves him. And everybody's applauding. Here you are in the state of Mississippi, involved in a scandal where you're bleeding money from potential welfare recipients. People who are poor and impoverished and struggling for every nickel and dime they have, scratching and clawing to eat, to have a roof over their head, to have clothes on their back, as recently to have water. This man is involved in a scandal where money is being taken from them. This is bad.
A lot of these places, a lot of these broadcasting systems and media are not touching this whole Brett Favre situation. But what Stephen A. Smith did not include was the latest that dropped about this Brett Favre situation, that he also funneled more than $130,000 from his charity called Favre for Hope. He funneled $130,000 to the University of Southern Mississippi Athletic Foundation from 2018 to 2020. And this charity that he's doing, it is to provide and support undeserved and disabled children and breast cancer patients. So he's also taking that money from them as well, and he is allocating that money towards the Mississippi Athletic Foundation. So that's the latest that came out with this Brett Favre situation with him. So it's just snowballing, unraveling with everything that happened with the misappropriation of the funds of the $77 million that was between him and Bill Bryant, which is the former governor, Mississippi governor of Mississippi. And there was a bunch of other people that was involved in this misappropriation of funds. So B-Dub, Jim and Jamal, what do you guys think about everything that's going on with this Brett Favre situation? Because I'm telling you, I never liked Brett Favre. I thought he was a snake, and he's a low-down, dirty snake now because he did this.
Well, I used to like him as a player. He was one of my favorite players, and you know, we always say, you know, you got to separate the two, but it's very, very hard for me to look at Brett Favre and see the Green Bay Packers quarterback. I just, when I see his picture now, all I see is somebody that I want to punch in the face as hard as I possibly can.
Right.
Like this is crazy, bro. Like this, we're not talking about somebody off the streets or somebody that don't have this man made, just his NFL season alone, he made over $140 million. That's just off his playing career. That's not even including endorsements, right? So you got the money to donate to the school if you wanted to. And he could have did it through his charity and wrote it off as a tax write-off. Like, there's a way to do it and spend that money without necessarily spending that money legally. You chose the snake route. You taking money from a system that is designed for the underprivileged, and Mississippi is the #1 poorest state in America. So you are literally taking money from the poorest people in America to build whatever they say, you know, gave to the school, but You know, how much of that actually hit his back pocket is what I want to know. And the text messages, that's just insane, man. Like this dude needs. I'm struggling to understand why he's not in handcuffs right now.
You know why he ain't in handcuffs?
I mean, I know, but you know what I'm saying.
He has a complexion for the. He has, you know.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
The skin to win, as they say.
The poorest state in the country. Brett Favre, as you stated, over $100 million, net worth over $100 million. Now, let me remind of one great athlete, quarterback, black, named Michael.
Talk about it.
Back in 2007, 8, dog fighting. 3 years sentence, served 2 years in prison, 1 year restitution for fighting dogs. Fighting dogs. Not to say I'm not, you know, the fighting dogs are wrong and all that, but if you were where I'm from, or any urban city, we fought pit bulls every day. Not saying it's right, but he didn't cost anybody money. He didn't take from nobody. He was fighting dogs. He was wrong, whatever. He had to pay restitution and he had to serve prison time. Imagine that. $77 million. $77 million from a poor state in the United States. And you worth over $100 million. From a state, they, like you said, in some areas can't get clean water.
Yep.
They trying to keep that real quiet. Where are the handcuffs? Where's the outcry? Oh, Michael Vick received so many death threats, and you know, his career was mutilated for fighting dogs. And again, I'm not saying that fighting dogs is wrong. I mean, not right, because it is, you know. But what I'm saying is, he didn't cost anybody money. He only cost taxpayers $77 million and take from poor people $77 million from a poor state in the United States. And he's walking around here willy-nilly. No problem. It's all good. No issues. Brett Favre, top 1%, taken from the poor state in the country. We have other athletes did all these scandals. Oh, they eviscerated them. PPP loan scandals, they eviscerate black athletes. Dog fighting, they eviscerated them. Okay, like you said, everybody, you know, at the time, I'm sure I was probably, like, I liked it probably. I don't remember. You know, I'm Cowboys through and through. But, you know, at the time, I probably thought he was, you know, a good quarterback and all that, but this is ridiculous. And the fact that they're trying to cover this up and hide it and make it go away, when y'all eviscerated Michael Vick, who's a great athlete, great quarterback, 2 years in prison, $100+ million man can be involved in a scandal costing $77 million from taxpayers from the poor state in the United States is the epitome of hypocrisy. And I'll leave it right there.
Right. Well, and you're talking about another reason why I believe that Brett Favre has not been arrested is because who all is attached to it. We're talking about some ex-government, former governor. They believe the guy's name is Bill Bryant. Okay, so he's attached to this as well. And you don't know how long that rabbit hole is going to go when you start implementing, you know, governor and officials of the government working for the government or used to work for the government. So that's one reason. That's another reason why I believe in my heart of hearts that Brett Favre has not been arrested, because of that as well. And number two thing is, like you guys kept saying and alluding to, Mississippi is a poor state. But who are the number one poor people? What ethnic group is it that's poor in Mississippi? We're talking about majority of people that look like you and I, black people, melanated people. So, and that's another reason why I feel and believe that they're not going to really make too much think about it. They're going to try to find a way to put this whole thing up under the rug, is because, you know, it has to do with poor people that look like you and I, melanated people, and also with the former governor and people that's implementing this thing.
I forgot all about Mike Vick, so appreciate you for bringing that up. That's an excellent point. And the crazy part about it is, so Mike Vick, what he actually got in trouble for was cruelty to animals, which is crazy because I never thought about this before until just now. The average everyday Joe Schmo, if I got some dogs or any kind of animal and I'm mistreating them, I'm gonna get a ticket, and in most cases maybe a month or two in jail. This man did 2 years in jail. We talking about millions and millions of dollars stolen from the government. And they first of all, they didn't even say nothing about the actual scandal at all initially until what's her name, Nancy New, and the other dude got arrested, and they started talking. That's how this whole thing came out.
Right.
So if they would have stayed quiet, we wouldn't even know about this at all.
Right.
Like, how crazy is that? How crazy is it? Like, we would not know about this at all if and those are people from the school. Like, to your point, Mr. Know-It-All, those are people that were involved with the school that got arrested and charged. Nobody on the government side of it has as of now, as far as the news that we have, the information we have, nobody on the government side of this scandal has been arrested or charged or anything. And it don't seem like that's going to happen. And it doesn't seem like Brett Favre is going to get charged. But I mean, time will tell. But, you know, they got a blessing in disguise with the Boston Celtics, because if you notice, as soon as this Ime Udoka scandal dropped,
they said, let's go. Right.
This front page, Ime Udoka, that's all you hear about. Like, and they just literally, Brett Favre was like a 2-day news cycle and gone. What? Like this is something that if this was Warren Moon or somebody that did this would be 24/7 news.
It will be. It will be. My hat goes off to Stephen A. Smith. And sometimes, you know, he say some controversial, he say some stuff sometimes, and you be like, man, you can punch him in his mouth as well. But I appreciate for him jumping out there.
Shannon Sharp, you know, Uncle Shay went hard. He put it all out there.
Yeah. So we need more people to get out there and talk about it as well. But one more thing I want to talk about, and I want to bring out there as well, the text messages between the governor and Brett Favre.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Let's take a look.
Take a look
and see exactly what we're talking about. He said, I don't know if y'all can see this. Now I'm gonna read it for you. This is Brett Favre now. He says, if you were to pay me, is there any way the media can find out it came from and find out where it came from and how much? And this is Nancy. This is her responding. No, we have never had that information publicized. I understand you being uneasy about it though. Let's see what happens on Monday with the conversation with some of the folks at Southern. Maybe it will click with them, hopefully. And he says, okay, thanks. So then she hits back at a later time and says, wow, just got off the phone with Phil Bryant. This is the former governor. Just got off the phone with Phil Bryant. He is on board and with us. We will get this done. And then Brett responds, awesome. I needed to hear that. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
I did not know.
Come on, bro.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I love every minute of it, man. I love every minute of it. Yeah, Brett Favre, man. Y'all up there trying to be bank robbers and y'all ain't good at it. You ain't good at robbing nothing, man. That's what you get.
Anyway, they will find out that we gonna break it wrong.
Right.
Hey, bro. Come on.
Yeah, man. You know what, man? The whole state of Mississippi need to walk down there and just cause all kind of chaos through there or whatever, man. Because I'm pretty sure, you know, you got some folks out there that have been denied loans and
too poor.
Yeah, they say it again.
They too poor to do all that you talking.
Man, you're right. You're right.
You know what? You know what they can do?
Just running water down there. That's
Hey, they can have running water, because you know if I was the people of Mississippi, if I was down in Mississippi, I would organize and we're gonna all go hit the USM campus and we're gonna live there.
Right.
So this way you spending the money that I need.
Yep.
I bet you that $77 million complex has good, clean running water.
I bet you do. I'll be right there. I'll be right there using it.
Everybody come on down. We paid for it. Did we not?
Exactly.
We paid for it. We want the clean water from there.
Right. Yep. And it's sad that, you know, it's horrible, man. You know, it's one of the type of things that when you pour, they want to make sure they keep a freaking foot on your neck, man. You know, just Robin Hood in reverse, taking from the poor and giving it to the rich. You know, and it sucked, man. It sucked that those people in Mississippi that's going through all that. And, you know, my heart and you know, prayers and everything go out to the whole Mississippi.
I stand with y'all.
Man, stand out. Yep. We stand with Mississippi. All right, you guys want anything else to it? Or we gonna go ahead and close it?
Nah, man, ain't nothing to say. Brett Favre is scumbag. That's it.
Man, Brett Favre is a scumbag. Yes, he is. I agree with that. Well, this is Mr. Know-It-All, Bougie Weirdo, Jim and Jamal. See us again next time, and we thank you for joining the podcast.